คุณกำลังฟังสถานีวิทยุ AM 1575 กิโลเฮิรตซ์สรานรมเรดิโอวิทยุการทูตเพื่อประชาชนเชื่อมไทยสู่โลกเชื่อมโลกสู่ไทย
สวัสดีค่ะ and welcome back to Inside MFA with me สิริสาประชุมญาติ Now Inside MFA is on air every Monday from 6, Friday from 6 to 6:30 bright and early in the morning. Just when you know you're an early riser and you like to wake up in the morning, be sure to tune in to Saranrom Radio at 1575 kilohertz. I keep forgetting that. Anyway, so if you are an early riser and like to listen to the radio, be sure to tune in to Saranrom Radio, which is on air every Monday through Friday from 6 in the morning until 10 p.m. at night. And if you're interested in learning more about what we do here at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, MFA, Bangkok in Thailand, then be sure to tune in to all of our programs right here. A few updates for you guys. I only have 30 minutes, so I'll try to update you guys as much as possible. Before that, the weather. If throughout the whole week, I think it's at the end of the rainy season right now, so it's a bit kind of wet and dry at the same time, I would say. So apparently it's just like, because it's October, so by next month it's supposed to be winter, even though Thailand doesn't really have a winter. We do kinda now, the weather does get a bit cooler than it would usually be. Climate change. Anyway, that aside, so yeah, we're at the end of the rainy season, moving into the winter season. The more rain that we have right now would indicate a colder or a much cooler weather in the months to come, or the winter season, so to speak. So if you are living in the north of Thailand, you might get a cooler weather, a much, much colder winter, I would say. So be sure to enjoy that, because you don't get that often here in Thailand. Because we are located near the equator, so it's always going to be hot and humid, especially now that we are in Southeast Asia as well. I prefer a cooler weather anywhere. Me and hot weather don't mix. So, I appreciate the rain, basically. Well, I wouldn't say I hate the rain, but I wouldn't say I like it much either. It's just wet. But it makes the weather cooler. So, yeah, there's always two sides to a coin, so you can't like everything. Excuse me. Anything can't fit your liking 100%. So, with that aside, coming back to reality right here, the situation is in Israel. I have no words, actually. I know that many of you guys would be keeping up with the updates and with the news and what's going on around the world, especially if you are an expat in Thailand, and maybe your families are there, or they were vacationing there, and the war broke out. The war was always there. It's just kind of escalated. So it kind of escalated and got a lot of innocent people, as collateral. So many condolences to the families of the victims of such crimes or such incidents. And we here at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs are actually doing our best to look after Thai people abroad, especially in Israel. We have a lot of workers there, so we're trying to help them in any way they can, because I know that some are actually caught up in the crossfires and are seeking refuge and seeking help. And we are trying to do the best that we can, especially now. And of course, the Thai government is doing the best that they can as well to get all those people out. So we have a system that you can actually register if you want to go back, if you want to be repatriated back home. And I know that some people actually bought their tickets back because they were planning to come back anyway. They have tickets and they think that it's dangerous to stay there now. So we're doing our best in every which way, every direction that we actually can. So we thank you for your kind understanding, and we would like to say that we know what is happening and we are trying our best to provide assistance at the most convenient, most quickest way possible. So if you are in need of help in Israel, there is updates up on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website with all the contacts that you actually need. So if you are in need of help, be sure to check out those updates as well. So I have a press conference update on the situation, somewhat of what we've been doing to help the Thai people there. And this is from yesterday afternoon. And this is from the afternoon of the 11th. So hopefully that will keep some of you guys who haven't been on par with what's going on up to date with the situation so far. So, Mrs. Banjana Pattarachok, Director General of the Department of Information and MFA spokesperson, held a press conference to provide updates on the meeting of the Rapid Response Center, or RRC, chaired by Mr. Jakkapong Sangmani, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, which discussed the unfolding situation in the Middle East and the evacuation plan for Thai nationals. She provided updates from Ms. Panapa Chattaram, Ambassador of Thailand to Israel, regarding progress made by the Royal Thai Embassy in Tel Aviv, as well as other Thai agencies to assist and evacuate Thai nationals. Also present at the press conference were Mr. Narishai Ninad, Deputy Director General of the Department of Consular Affairs, to provide information on the repatriation of Thai nationals and their health checkup upon arrival at Bamrat Naradun Infectious Diseases Institute, Ministry of Public Health, as per the Department of Disease Control Standard Operational Procedure. Mr. Samat Pattama Sukhon, Inspector General from the Ministry of Labour, then provided information on the repatriated Thai nationals and compensation packages under the Thailand Overseas Employment Administration Fund. Now, death toll as of 11th of October is 20th. Number of injuries is 13, and number of Thai nationals taken hostage is 14. Now, number of Thai nationals have registered for voluntary repatriation increased slightly from the numbers provided in the morning of the 11th, and the ambassador updated the RRC meeting in the afternoon that 5,174 Thai nationals have registered for voluntary repatriation, while 64 have indicated their intent to remain in Israel. Now, the meeting prepared for the confirmed arrival of 15 repatriated Thai nationals for the October 12th, which was yesterday at 10:35 at Saranrom Airport, as well as the evacuation of 120 or more Thai nationals via Royal Thai Air Force or RTAF aircraft on Sunday afternoon, arriving at Don Mueang Airport on Monday at 4:40 a.m. on the 16th. Then the meeting noted the Royal Thai Embassy's ongoing coordination with commercial airlines to repatriate more Thai nationals from Israel and to confirm repatriation of 80 Thai nationals via commercial flight on October the 18th, arriving at Saranrom Airport the following morning at 11 a.m. on the 19th. Now, the RRC meeting in the afternoon of the 11th also discussed the timeline for further evacuations via RTAF aircraft. Once more, Thai nationals have been relocated and assembled. Once Thai nationals have been relocated and assembled in safe zones. Now, MFA Thailand will dispatch additional officials to Israel to facilitate the repatriation of Thai nationals, and agencies stand ready on arrival of Thai nationals to provide necessary support and assistance. So, yeah, this is just a quick recap of what happened the 11th. We have press conferences every day, twice a day for the past week now. So if you are interested in learning or keeping yourself up to date, be sure to check out the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Facebook page. We have live at 11 a.m. and at 3 p.m. twice a day, just to updates on the situation. So hopefully that will kind of alleviate and ease up a bit in the next few days. So hopefully we'll be able to get all those who wants to come home soon. And, you know, with full success, of course, and all those, you know, who wants to stay there is safe and sound, of course, and the situation kind of alleviates and eases itself up soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. Anyway, on to some other updates, because, you know, we can't be updating about Israel only, but updating on that, you know, one of the most important responsibilities of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is to look after Thai people abroad. And this is one of those things that we have to do. We have to jump right in to provide assistance as best as we can, as fast as we can, for those in need, especially those caught in the crossfire, or stuck in natural disasters, been stuck somewhere and were in need of help. So we try to jump in as quickly as possible to help those people in need. I know sometimes it's difficult, and we are so grateful for everyone's understanding, and we're trying to do our best that we can. So please continue to support us and continue to provide us with your full understanding, because we're trying to do our best we can, and we just don't want to see Thai people get hurt, and we want to provide them with how we are there to help them. So yeah, please continue your confidence in us and continue your support. Right, now about 2 weeks ago, His Excellency Mr. Parnpree Pahithanukorn, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, attended the side event on toward more resilient, equitable and sustainable universal health coverage, or UHC, in 2030, equitable access to medical countermeasures, MCMs, and Impact Investment Initiative, III, for global health, hosted by the government of Japan. The side event, organized on the margins of the high-level week of the 78th session of the UN General Assembly, was chaired by Prime Minister of Japan and brought together global health stakeholders such as the G20 presidency, WHO, UNICEF, and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, as well as the private sector, to discuss a path towards achieving more resilient, more equitable, and more sustainable UHC through social and financial innovations, such as efforts to enhance equitable access to MCMs and innovative financing through Impact Investments Initiative, or III, for global health. It also serves as a platform for stakeholders to share their vision and progress on achieving UHC with the international community, while calling for further cooperation. At this event, the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister urged stakeholders to invest more in both physical and mental health, while promoting the well-being of the people by responding to their needs and supporting the development of global public goods for health. He also commented Japan's leadership in initiating the Medical Countermeasures Delivery Partnership for Equitable Access, or MCDP, and the III for Global Health, which was endorsed at the G7 Hiroshima Summit in May this year, and is as an example of social and financial innovations that can help achieve UHC by 2030. These would complement the efforts to reform the global health architecture. Furthermore, the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister emphasized that Thailand would continue its investment in UHC, including through a universal coverage scheme, plus by further expanding benefits package, including on health promotion and palliative care, and promoting more efficiency and convenience of health services provided at all levels. The Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister also invited stakeholders to work together to put Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, and targets, including SDG 3 on health and well-being, back on track to ensure a sustainable recovery of economics and societies in the post-COVID-19 era. Now, on this occasion, Prime Minister of Japan also expressed his appreciation to Thailand for her active role in health security promotion. So you see, we always, trying to strengthen bilateral ties with everybody, with all countries. Because like I always say, sorry, me and my broken English, that we cannot live alone. We have to do things together to make it work, to make it a successful one, and to make it, a success, basically. So we can't do this alone. Some of the stuff we have to work together just to, make the coverage more spread out, make it cover everybody equally, and, giving that equity to everybody who's in need, especially universal health coverage, because you never know who's in need of it. Of course you do. You can see it in the news, you can see it around the world, you can see it with every updates around the world of those who, are in war zone or war-torn conflicts, in disaster-prone areas, in underdeveloped or areas. So those are the people who are actually in need of universal health coverage, because health is actually one of the most important factors for a good livelihood for human beings, basically. So we're trying to push that forward, especially for everybody, and everybody's trying to put that on the table and working together just to get everybody in this world to be covered and to live a healthy and happy life with good sanitation as well, because sanitation is one of the other and most important things for a healthy human life, basically. So it's actually linked. Right. Still in the same week, His Excellency Mr. Pranpree Pahitanakorn, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, delivered a statement at the preparatory ministerial meeting for the Summit of the Future to be convened next year by UN Secretary General. The Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister exchanged views on direction and future of the world, calling for a multilateralism that fits for the 21st century and beyond, that must be effective, networked and inclusive in order to respond to new challenges. A stronger and more networked UN must emphasize broadening of relations with regional organizations, which can also play an important role in promoting the new agenda for peace. On partnership, Thailand also supports youth participation in decision-making processes. Youth voices are critical in driving long-term strategic foresight. He also opined that the outcome document of the summit, the Pact for the Future, must be action-oriented. In this regard, Thailand will attach importance to promoting human and health security through universal health coverage and digital access for all. The Summit of the Future, to be convened next year, will be an occasion for world leaders to shape a better world for future generations. It will focus on strengthening of multilateral system and the UN, reforming global governance and accelerating the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and its Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, which have now reached halfway of that implementation. So yeah, the UN stage. What can you say? It's a stage where world leaders, where people gather to work together, basically. So every country will play an important role just to, get all these functions and all these issues working. We put them on the table. We discuss it. We talk about what is important now, what is happening in the world, and what we should do next, basically. And sustainable development goals is one of them. There are 17 goals. We are halfway there. We're trying to achieve it because we know that once we achieve that, we'll bring a better future for all, especially for the next generations, because there are a few factors that are affecting our world and will affect the next generations. I don't know if I'm counted as next generation. I am generation X, Y, I think. I'm kind of lost with the generations, kind of categorizing. But anyway, with that said, the next generation is going to be faced with climate change. We're trying to, limit the temperature, the rising temperature, the world's temperature to 1.5 degrees and below, because if we can do that, we can actually slow down climate change. You might not be able to alleviate it right away or get rid of it right away, but we are actually slowing down the process, and in a sense, we're hoping that the world will be able to heal itself. Alright, on to the next updates. Still in the same week or around that week, His Excellency Mr. Sihasak Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs, on behalf of the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Royal Thai Government, signed the condolences book for the passing of His Excellency Mr. Giorgio Napolitano, former President of Italy, at the Embassy of Italy. Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs was warmly welcomed, or rather received, by His Excellency Mr. Paolo Dionisi, Ambassador of Italy to Thailand. President Napolitano was a leading political figure of Italy and was the first to be elected for a second term as president, serving from 2006 to 2013 and 2013 to 2015, totaling 9 years. He was the longest serving president in the history of Italy. And the last update before we signed off today, but courtesy call is one of the other responsibilities of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So is vice versa. Ambassadors pay courtesy calls to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We visit them as well. And ambassadors or Thai ambassadors abroad do the same thing. We pay courtesy calls just to let them know that we're here and looking for cooperation, looking for the strengthening of bilateral ties. So we're there just to let them know that we're here to work together. We're here to strengthen bonds between each other, and we're here to continue cooperation for the betterment of our peoples. Last but not least, at the invitation of Somdet Moha Bohortipahai Tipade Hunmanet, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Cambodia, His Excellency Mr. Sethar Thavisin, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Thailand, had paid an official visit to the Kingdom of Cambodia on September the 28th. Now, during the official visit, the Thai Prime Minister had a bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Cambodia. He also paid courtesy calls on Somdet Vibonsena Pikde Sechum. I'm sorry for the mispronunciation of the name. I can't speak Cambodian. I'm trying the best I can. President of the Senate and acting head of the State of the Kingdom of Cambodia, Somdet Akha Mohasena Pradet Techo Hun Sen, President of the Supreme Privy Council to His Majesty the King of Cambodia, and Somdet Moha Rotsa Paiti Gatipati Kwan Sudari, President of the National Assembly of the Kingdom of Cambodia. The official visit had opened a new chapter of stronger partnership between Thailand and Cambodia, led by the newly appointed prime ministers, and reaffirmed their commitment to further strengthen the existing friendship and close cooperation in all dimensions, especially closer economic cooperation and development at border areas to uplift the well-being of the people in both countries. Like I said, courtesy call official visits is a chance for both sides to discuss things that are most important for both countries, compromise, get together, discuss, work on things that we can actually cooperate with each other for the benefits of both countries. So that is actually a very important work, not only for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but of course for the Thai government as well, because we do have in mind or bear in mind the benefit and the advantage of the Thai people. So we do this to strengthen not only the ties, but to ensure that Thai people benefits from these cooperations and from the ties that we have built between neighbors, between other countries around the world as well. Anyway, running out of time, ending with fun facts. Now, the longest one-syllable words in the English language are scraunched and strengthed. Some suggest that squirreled could be included, but squirrel is intended to be pronounced as 2 syllables, squirrel. Now, according to most dictionaries. Now, screeched and strengths are 2 other long one-syllable words, but they only have 9 letters. Hey, kind of like some, trivia questions that you don't know, things that you don't think exist, but, I try to get it out there just to, just to get you to have all these knowledge around the things that you might have not heard about it before. Anyway, ending quote, you can be gorgeous at 30, charming at 40, and irresistible for the rest of your life. And this is from Coco Chanel. You can't be young forever, but you can grow old with charm and beauty. Beauty is only in the eyes of the beholder. So just continue to be confident, continue to be you, continue to do whatever makes you happy, and that will show everybody else how beautiful you are. Either way. Right, that's all I have for you guys this week. I'll be back next week with more updates, so be sure to tune in as well. Me and my broken English, I'm so sorry. But anyway, hopefully you have a great rest of the day. Be sure to keep up with the updates as well. If you're interested, like I said, be sure to tune in to MFA's Facebook page to get a glimpse of to catch our live conferences and live updates about the situation in Israel. And have a great weekend. It is the long holiday weekend, so be sure to enjoy that as well. And, be careful with the traffic. Right. See you again next week. Have a great one. Sawasdee ka.